everyone, it's Miss McKinney. We're going to use this decodable to help us practice reading more words with the sound as in the word book. The title of the decodable is The Cabin in the Woods. Follow along with me. The year was 1890. Bethany Smith lived with her dad in a cabin in the woods. The winter in the woods could be harsh, as it was in 1890. Bethany added more wood to the cook stove with hopes that it would heat the small cabin. She took a pot from the hook above the stove and grabbed an old cookbook from the shelf. There was not much to eat in the cabin that year. The summer had been a dry one, and most of the crops failed to grow. Dad had to go out hunting or fishing at the brook every day. Today he trapped a woodchuck, which Bethany was cooking for supper. It was so cold in the cabin. Bethany put on her wool coat and some more thick woolen socks, but she still shook with the cold. She stood close to the cook stove to try to get some more heat. She would sometimes stand on one foot and put the other foot on top of the stove to try to warm her toes. Woof, woof! Old Jack barked a warning. Old Jack never barked unless a stranger was approaching. Bethany was scared. She was alone in the cabin. Her dad was fishing at the brook, again, so they would have enough to eat. Bethany quickly latched the wooden door and hid under the bed. She was, after all, just a small girl. Her mom had become very ill after Bethany was born, and her dad had raised her as best he could, but Bethany had to grow up fast. She had been cooking and cleaning for years now. Friends filled with goodwill had shown Bethany how to do the mending and other tasks. Bethany and her dad were grateful to them. Presently, Bethany shook with fear. She knew times were hard and crooks were everywhere. She knew that they sometimes broke into homes and barns and stole whatever they could find. "Come look, Bethany," someone called from outside. It was Bethany's dad calling to her. Had old Jack mistook Dad for a stranger? Bethany peered out the window and saw an odd sight. There in the snow stood a man with a huge fish hanging from a fish hook. His face was covered in snow and ice. His coat was white with snow. Was this strange man Bethany's dad? "Look, Bethany, we'll have fish for breakfast, lunch, and supper. This is the biggest fish I've ever caught." It was Dad. Bethany was glad to see him. She quickly rushed him inside and sat him close to the cook stove. Bethany added more wood to the fire and started to fry the fish Dad had caught. As she cooked, her dad started to tell the tale about his lucky but very cold fishing trip. All right, go back to the beginning of the video and turn off the sound so that you can practice reading this decodable on your own. Then go back and see how many words you can find. See you later.